Welcome to Kranky Live, the show where bold minds meet real talk. This isn't your average sports or news show. It's where we break down sports, culture, and controversy with facts, fire, and fearless honesty. Here, truth cuts through the noise, and hype gets exposed. From football to track and field, from world issues to local debates, we ask the tough questions, speak without fear, and go deeper than the headlines. We don't follow the crowd, we set the trend. While others recycle the same tired takes, we bring fresh insight, unfiltered analysis, and bold perspectives. No echo chambers, no puppet talk, just real conversation for people who think for themselves. Listen with your brain, not just your ears. Think critically, question boldly, and speak freely. This is Kranky Live, where reason rules the mic and truth always wins. Come on, let's get into it. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. Bless up, bless up. Eco Reeks, Michael Gardner. So Michael Roberts also. How you guys doing? Bless up. Welcome to the Kranky Live podcast. As you come into the chat, you see I have that request for you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I apologize. I keep changing the time for today's show because I have something popping up at home that I have to address. But I'm here and talk about a number of different things. The main conversation, obviously, is about the Jamaica versus Nigeria Unity Cup. So we'll do a couple of things. I'm going to touch upon a couple of my other sports that I like. Basketball for 2 seconds. The Champions League for 2 seconds. I won't spend a lot of time on it. Even though I'm doing a watch-along tomorrow, the Champions League game. I hope I do a watch-along. I'm going to recap the Unity Cup where Jamaica played India, the Cricket Nation. And then I'm going to talk about tomorrow's game and my perspective on tomorrow's game. So sit back, relax, and let's enjoy the conversation. In terms of basketball, my Knicks, I heard that Robinson broke his pinky finger. I seen he broke it in the last game against Cleveland, which isn't good. You need those. He can't shoot free throws anyway, so it doesn't really matter about shooting. He only does dunks, and but he plays defense and he blocks shots. So, and he had surgery. So let's hope they can put some kind of material on there to cushion any hurt that he may experience in playing, and be ready to play next week Wednesday when we commence against Oklahoma or San Antonio. Watched the game last night. Really good game. Everybody plays well at home, but on the road it's a little bit different. So if we play San Antonio with Wemby, that should be interesting. I still think whoever team we play, we're going to win. But they're difficult teams because style makes fights, and they're very good defensively. So we'll see how that turn out. In terms of the Champions League, recent news is that Timber is fit. I don't know how you're fit and you ain't playing no game. There's a difference between running around in training and being fit, and then being fit to play in a high stakes, challenging game against a team which has been doing extremely well as it relates to the Champions League and in general, they're last year's champions. So we'll see how that goes, but that should be an interesting game. As I said before, I'm bringing that game tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be a good game. I expect it to be a good game, and I expect us to win. And look, I mean, if you look how we played against City in the Carabao Cup, or when they beat us at their place 2-1, we're not playing well against a better team. We're just not. By the way, can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, because it just feels eerily strange that something is wrong. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Just put yes or no. If you can't hear me, let me know. I'm gonna make sure that I'm on and you can hear me well. Okay, bless up, Peter. Now I look at my iPad to see what's happening. Sometimes, there was nothing happening because it was freezing. So you can hear me. Okay. So it should be a good game. Timber is supposedly fit and ready to go. Thanks, Zantanas, Peter, Michael, bless up. It should be a good game tomorrow. I'm looking forward to the game. It'll be a difficult game for us. the conversation is about who should play left wing, who should play left back, and who should play right back. That's just a conversation for Arsenal. I think Timber should start at right back. Mascara has done a serviceable job. He can't play against Kvaratskhelia. That'd be he'd annihilate him. At left back, I think we should play Nkape instead of Calafiori because Nkape is a brilliant defender. What you want to do is stifle them defensively. And even though Calafiori is better going forward, I think we should play Nkape. Calafiori is very suspect defensively. And then I should think we should play, well, it's 4 different positions. There's also the number 8. I think Lewis Kelly should play. So then you basically have 6 defenders because Rice to me started his career center back, runs all day, he's a defender. Lewis Kelly has played left back, even though he's was a midfielder in the academy. So I think we should play all 6 of those. And on the left wing, you probably play Trossard, even though Martinelli is a much better defender. But offensively, we are inept. Saka is not in form. Gokares don't score against any good team. Trossard doesn't score 1 goal in 2026. And Odegaard has no idea where the goal is. So it's, bless up Owen Owen. It's challenging offensively. Defensively, we are sound. Offensively, we're inept, frankly. So we'll see how that goes. But that's for tomorrow. I'm carrying the game tomorrow. I'll probably start about 11:45 or 11:30 in terms of my pregame show and then do a watch along. But what's interesting is that also tomorrow the game. So in the Unity Cup. So I transition to the Unity Cup. In the Unity Cup, India plays Zimbabwe at 9:30 my time, which I guess must be 8:30 Jamaica time. That's the 3rd place game. And then Jamaica plays Nigeria about 5 hours later at 2:30 p.m. my time, 1:30 p.m. Jamaica time. And that's 7:30 UK time. I think they probably should start the game at 8 o'clock UK time because the Arsenal game festivities will probably finish by say 2:30, between 2:30 and 3. If you're in London, you want to go to Charlton Stadium, you need some time, whatever pub you're watching the game in, to transition over to the game. So I'm not sure, and a lot of people are going to be watching the Champions League game. If you're the organizer, you want to give yourself enough time, as much time as possible, for you to get to the stadium and be able to watch the game. There may be pubs around the area. I don't know. I can't remember where Charlton is. I don't think I've ever been to Charlton Stadium. In fact, I know I haven't been there. Someone mentioned yesterday where it was. But I think it would be important to give people enough time, say half an hour to an hour. Half an hour is not enough. But public transportation in London is pretty good to get to the game. But hey, we'll see. So let me take some comments and then I'll jump into a recap of the Unity Cup first game between India and Jamaica. And then we'll spend some time talking about Jamaica tomorrow and strategy. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I'm going to jump ahead. You know what? I'll wait. I'm not going to jump ahead. I'll wait. Let me see what the comments are saying. King Dust says, Kranky, does Unity Cup need a shake-up? India and Zimbabwe are not good enough and should be replaced by Italy and Poland. So you're saying all those teams who one expect to get to the World Cup that didn't make it, they should have changed it. I think the Unity Cup, which Nigeria has won every year since inception, I think it started, 2002, I think it was? I think Ireland was in one time, and then last year we had Trinidad, and it was in it also. I think it's set up for Jamaica to play Nigeria. So they get the subs team. Jamaica can beat them team, and Nigeria can win. Because if you think about the diaspora in England, most of the diaspora from an Africa standpoint probably come from Nigeria, quite a bit from Ghana, and then from the Caribbean, it's mainly Jamaicans, actually. So you want those two teams, as an organizer is probably thinking, to be the ones who are in the final, to draw the crowd in the final day, which is Saturday. And I'm sure they probably lost some money this year because combination of things. One is both teams didn't make the World Cup and their fans are probably despondent and disappointed with them. Secondly, people are really focused on watching the World Cup. 3, the Champions League is tomorrow, so that's going to be challenging. And 4, because I've talked to some people in England, some people are just, last year they were enthused, this year they're not enthused. And obviously they're not enthused because we didn't make the World Cup, so. So DC said, good night, Kranky. Live in chat. With such low stakes, was there anything to be gleaned from this performance? Yes, we'll get into that. We'll get into that quite a bit, actually. There are some things to be gleaned. Actually, I'm very pleased with some things I saw. We didn't play anybody, let's be honest. But there's some things that I saw which I'm very pleased with, and I'll talk about them, right? We're going to have some involved discussion. It is based on that, but Ireland wasn't it. Ireland may have diaspora committee in England, but they're trying to get persons to come in where they can generate as much. This is money making, right? Let's be fair. It's money making. Poland ain't gonna play in that tournament, and Italy. If they could get Italy, they would get Italy. They're trying to have a tournament where they can. The objective may be good in terms of diaspora community. Maybe you'll have African descent, but it's a money making venture. I think they were giving discount late. A friend of mine who bought 6 tickets last year told me that they were trying to reduce the price by 20% for him to buy tickets, but he didn't focus. He's not going this year. He says he's busy. Yeah, I'm not surprised. No, you mean Zimbabwe and Nigeria, Jay-Z. Not making the World Cup has a lot of consequences. So let's revisit the game, actually. Let's revisit the game. Now, if you think about India, I think India was missing about 6 of their better players, supposedly pulled out of the tournament. Not to say anything about Jamaica or Nigeria. If it's Jamaica and Nigeria side, you would never recognize it from the World Cup qualifier teams. If you look at the Jamaica team, in terms of, if you look at those who started the last game in Jamaica, the only person who started the last game was Hayden, who was on the field. So the game we played against Curacao in Jamaica, I think Hayden was the only one who started. And even the game we played against DR Congo, he may also be the only one who started. Yeah, he was the only one who started. Right? Because, no, Calamartre started against DR Congo. So that's 2. He didn't start against Curacao. We started Nicholson. So in essence, if we had 2 against DR Congo and 1 against one in the Curacao game, that means most of the players, and a number of them who were on the bench also are not part of this. Now, I do think that it's disconcerting and disappointing that Whisper didn't take the opportunity. And you know what? I don't want to jump ahead. I'm going to recap the game first. Then I'm going to talk about what we can glean from this, what Jamaica has garnered from being in this tournament, what I think the coaching staff is doing, some things which I'm very pleased with. Obviously, going to be things I'm not that totally pleased with. So in terms of the game, it was interesting from a Jamaica standpoint in that I think we had 3 left backs, I think, and we started a right back at left back. Maybe 2 left back. We started right back at left back. I know I'm to Webster. He's supposed to be there. I didn't really see him, but we started Sam was at right back. I think he's a left back. At left back, I think he's a right back, actually. And that showed up during the game. We started Cover at right back. We started Lowe and Ming, and then Connor Boyce Clark, who has been in and out of the Jamaica team, starting the goal. And then we started Hayden, Tyree Saul, who played against DR Congo, played late in the game and played all of overtime. And we started Courtney Clark, who I've never heard about before and never seen play before. He's the one who scored a goal. Then up front, we started Fuller, Calamartre, and Dixon. So that was the starting 11, if I'm recalling right, and I think I am. Now, when we think about the squad that was announced, and I mentioned this before, most of the regulars did not take the call. They decided to forego participating in this tournament, which was different from last year where most of them participated. Bless up jargons. So that was interesting, actually. So if we think about the veterans who didn't turn up, there was no Bailey, no Reed, no Blake, no Cephas. There's a lot of people, right? Who didn't turn up. King wasn't there. Latti's supposed to be in camp, but I haven't seen Latti either. The players who play in the MLS, like Ian Frey and Andre Blake, they wouldn't turn up because they're in season. And it's not an official FIFA window. But this created opportunities for some other players, for quite a few players. And we're still bringing in players. We've been bringing in players from the tournament start. Every time I get a text saying they've added some new player to the list. So it's interesting that we keep adding players. So if I was to look at the list of players, now let me pull up the squad. This is the squad. And I think I have added Liam Plunkett, who's supposed to be part of the under-20s, 18, is at Man U Academy. He's been added to the squad now. So you can see the squad that's here. Players who are new. Samuel Smith is new. Dexter is there. I didn't see Dexter either. Maybe Speedy saved him for the other game. Marlon van der Returing. I'm not butchering Marlon's name. Who was part of the under-20. He played right back from the under-20. He's at FC Eindhoven in the second division in Dutch league. He is part of the squad. He is there. Dante Plunkett just came in. I think he came in yesterday, joined the squad. He's another left back. So we full right and left back. Someone said Dexter is injured. I didn't get anything said Dexter was off. So I saw no communication about that. So that's Simon needs to send that out. We have Hayden. We have Courtney Clark. Courtney Clark has made his debut. Who else made their debut? To me, Cover made his debut. I think Cover was there last year, but didn't get any game time, so he made his debut. Delano Splat didn't play, but Delano Splat was also called up. He was added to the squad. Dejan Brown is there. Nick Simmons and Raheem Edwards. I'm not familiar with all of these players, to be honest, but those are the ones who I'm not totally familiar with, who was part of the squad. And I think part of the strategy may have been, which didn't materialize, would have been to score as many on India in the first, say, 60 minutes and try to get everybody else in and people have their cap, but that didn't work out because we missed a bunch of chances. Bunch of chances, actually. Now, the interesting part of this is this. When I look back at the match, India, to me, was poor, like really poor. I was watching, so here's what I do. I do a lot of research before I do some of these shows. So I went to watch a Nigerian channel of someone who's doing a preview of the game tomorrow. And he said, Nigeria should just walk over us because obviously we don't have a lot of our regulars. But he also said India had a lot of chances in the game. So that should translate into Nigeria doing well. And I said to myself, I have no idea what game he was watching. India created no chance. Conor Boyce Clark didn't have to make one save. The biggest issue Jamaica had was Lowe being cute in the last 10 minutes and always giving away a goal, trying to shield a ball and cussing Conor Boyce Clark when he made a mistake. That was it. They created nothing. They had a couple of midfielders, I think 10 and another one, who have some nice touches, but they didn't create anything. So that perspective of that YouTuber who was saying, and he seemed to be he was at the game and he's got media pass to go to the game. I forgot what his name is. And he was saying that they created a chance. They didn't create any chance. Now, when I look at the game, there are a couple of things for Jamaica. One is it's a very young team. The age it was given, the average age is about 22, maybe a little bit older, but it's a young team, right? Samuel's a teenager. By the way, Kadamarti's brother is there. Bailey Ty is 16. He's a teenager. Tyrese Olive, I think, is about 20, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a young team. It's a very young team. Plunkett is 18. We just got added. He's a young team. But I would say this, which is, I thought, even though the competition was inferior, that they played well. Right? Now, one thing that people have been asking the question on, well, let's touch upon this. They played well. They played as a team. The midfield was very cohesive. It's very hard to judge a team really well when you're not getting any pressure, when defense is not under pressure, when the opposition is not athletic and not giving you room to breathe. So if we start off with Conor Boyce Clark as the inception of the assessment process, or we step back and look at the team was structured. They had good shape. They passed the ball well. We didn't get 24 long passes and missing 19 as we saw against DR Congo by somebody who was playing right center back. Right? The players were good in various moments of the game. So that's a good thing. And that's important. And one of the things that we actually spend a lot of time, I spend a lot of time doing is assessing how we can improve the midfield, because that's what we struggle as a team. That's where we struggle. Now, if I go start with the goalkeeper, so in terms of the overall team, I think the team played well. I think the team was well organized. I think they moved the ball well. They moved the space well. But I think one of the challenges that we face, which is the same way when we have regular players, is we don't penetrate through the middle. Everything comes from outside. We really can go through the middle of the park and penetrate the team. We go wide. And sometimes our decision making when we go wide, when we have opportunities, are not executed appropriately. We don't make the best decision. And also, we can get up to the final third, but then we lose ourselves when we get to the final third. All right? We lose the final third. Now, my security said we should go to Gold Cup with this team. Let me say this about my security. I am going to be very cautious about how I assess a team when the competition is inferior. Here's a perfect example of this. When we played Bermuda, was it Bermuda or Bahamas? Bahamas. Is it Bermuda? One of them. Bermuda. In the World Cup qualifier, the first game, and Catamardi came in and he looked like a world beater, even though he missed 3 sitters, but he was brilliant, linking up play, passing, getting chances. And I thought he was going to be the next Thierry Henry. He hadn't worked out that way. He's young. He got ability. He hasn't worked out that way. Or the Jamaica team look like they're world beaters. And then we go play better teams and we just look ordinary. So we have to be careful about how we assess the opponent and our performance, because we have to do it based on the competition. Now, by the way, people, if you're in the chat and you click on it on the link, it asks you if you've hit the like button. And so I want to just close it. I am just coming in and I don't even click the like button and then come in. Come on, people, man. Make other people watch your program. Hit the like button. So let's start out with the goalkeeper. Reggae Boyz Clark, who I've watched since he played in the under 23 years, 4 years ago, I think it was. And he's now playing in the National League, so his career has not gone, it's gone south versus going north. But one thing so I've never been able to truly assess his shot stopping ability, because he hasn't got that opportunity to do so. Even if he played for the under 20, and I think they lost out, not by a ton. It wasn't like the last set of under 20s before this one, which got 15 love. It was a different set. They had about 5 or 6 diaspora players, and they did decent in that competition. But he didn't get a lot of chance to show his worth as a shot stopper. But he's brilliant with his feet. That's one thing. He's very, very good with his feet. And they showed in that game. But we haven't been able to see him yet as a shot stopper, so we'll see what transpires if he keeps tomorrow. But he was under no pressure. The one mix-up he had with Lowe, which was Lowe's fault, and the Lowe tried to blame him. But he appears to be a good goalkeeper. He's very good with his feet. But, and if I'm going to give him a rating from that game, I'm going to give him a 6, because not that he did anything bad, but he didn't have a chance to do anything good except play with his feet. His distribution was good. You know what? Maybe I give him a 7. His distribution was very, very good, because the various components of goalkeeping is you got to stop the ball in today's environment. You got to play with your feet. And how good is the distribution? His distribution was very, very good, actually. Both throwing the ball out or playing the ball out. And he make decisions when he know when to pass short and when to go long. And when he has the ball at his feet, unlike Blake, I don't feel uncomfortable, because I've seen him play with his feet. But he looked composed, he looked confident, but he had no pressure. And tomorrow, he will not have the same situation. He'll be able to get a grade tomorrow, because he's going to be challenged tomorrow, given the Nigeria team that I've seen. Now, defensively, we had cover at right back, we had Ming and Lowe, and then we had left back with Samuels. I thought Brandon Cover was one of our better players. I thought he had a very, very good game. He was overlapping quite a bit. At one point, I thought we were playing 3-4-3, because he looked like he was playing way, way forward. Now, some people may want to call that inverted. I see inverted a little bit different. He was covering the entire right side of the field, and he looked very, very good. And we know he also can play the 6, actually. And he's playing in League One. It looked like his game has improved. But as I said before, the level of the competition determines how you can be assessed. And he didn't get a lot of pressure. Right? Didn't get a lot of pressure. He won a number of his duels. His passing was good. His link-up play was good. So I would give Brandon Cover a 7, actually. Could even roll over to an 8, but I'm going to give him a 7. I thought Ming was very, very good. We didn't see the ball being kicked down the field like without no sense. He played the ball short. He linked up well with Lowe. He linked up well with Hayden. They utilized Hayden quite a bit. I thought he had a good game, actually. He made one mistake. It wasn't a mistake. He slipped. That's the only chance that India truly got. But the forward was offside. But I thought he had a very, very good game, actually. And we'll see what happens going forward. Does he start? Or is Lati in camp? Because I can't tell. Every time I need to find out somebody's in camp, I text somebody and they tell me, but I don't want to text for everybody. Maybe I should just text them a list and say who's in camp. Maybe I'll do that after the show is done. Who's in camp from who's not in camp. But I thought Ming played well. I thought it was going to be a Lati Lowe center-half pairing, but Ming was the one who played and he played well. I thought Lowe had a very good game until the last 10, 15 minutes of the game. Lowe was playing like a very good Lowe. Then he became Nana late in the game. All right, people. We have 114 people watching. We have 50 likes. I'm sure some of you must like the program. I know not all of you like it, even though you still stay, but I'm not trying to run you, but hit the like button, people. Come on. That's how all the people watch the program. Hit the like button. Or is the algorithm won't work? That's what they tell me. I don't know. But Lowe, to me, had a very, very good game. Even his long passes got to the destination. Okay, you know how our central defenders, apart from maybe Pinnock sometimes, when they pass the ball long, it doesn't get to his destination. Right? So I would give Ming a 7. I'm going to give Lowe the same grade. I thought he was very, very good up until the 75th minute, and then his head took him. He's tried to dribble by forwards. He tried it twice, and one time he almost gave the ball away, and he was at a mix-up with Connor Boyce Clark, and he tried to blame Connor Boyce Clark, which was his fault. Also, I think Lowe could have done a better job of getting Samuels in the game. Samuel Smith. Because we were very right-side dominant. And the problem we had was this. With a right back playing left back, with a right center-half playing left center-half, and they were all right dominant. So they were looking to their right, so they ain't got no left to pass to their left. So Samuels was open sometimes, and it affected the entirety of the game, which is the left side didn't get enough ball because the play was always starting a lot of times with Lowe, a number of times with Hayden, who's also a right footer. But a lot of times he started with Lowe, and he was on the left side, and he was keep going right, even when Samuel Smith was open. But I thought he was a 7. As it relates to Samuels, I give him a 6. I thought he had some interesting moments in the game. Wasn't involved as I'd like him to be because that's his fault. But you can also see that it was in his wrong side of the field that he was playing and probably wasn't totally comfortable playing left back, being a right footer. And it showed a little bit, actually. But he was okay. He's young. He's in the Everton under 21. So he's in the academy. And it was interesting to see him there, Carter Martyr, who's in the City Academy, being there, and now Plunkett being there. So I'm going to talk about that theme that I see there. And by the way, Carter Marty, I know you're probably not watching the program, but we have an under 20 team in the Carter Marty. Can't use you. Under 17 and under. I think he can't play for the under 17. No, he probably can't play because he played for Scotland, I think, for under 17. I don't know about under 20, but I know he played for Scotland under 17. So maybe he can't play in this tournament because he probably played to qualify for the World Cup. But he must can play for the under 20, I would think. If he decided to change allegiance, that is. Because he's in camp. And I saw him being interviewed. And I did text and find out that he's still in camp. Because wondering why he wasn't on the bench. Now, if we think about Isaac in the middle, we go to the middle now, I think Isaac was very, very, very good. I'm going to give Isaac an 8, actually. Someone was saying when I did the watch along that Isaac is slow. Maybe you can tell me which CDM in the world is fast. Please explain. Maybe, Declan Rice plays CDM sometime, but maybe the quickest CDM I know in today's football. Most CDMs are not quick. But they have to be cerebral. They have to understand the game. They have to be able to assess the game. They have to protect the back four. They have to start the play. They have to have spatial awareness. A lot of attributes that's given to that single position on the field, probably the most important position on the field. And I thought he played it really, really well in that game. He linked up well with his two compadres in terms of Tyrese Hall and Courtney Clark, and also was an avenue and an outlet for Ming, for cover, and for low. So I thought he played really well, and I gave him an 8. And look, we have to think about how we can replace him. He's 30 now. He's not getting any younger. He's not getting any quicker. And so the question for us is, who can we put in his position? Who can we groom to be there? Right? I know cover probably has some 6 capability, and he looked good in that game, but we have to think about 2 or 3 CDMs to transition to the national team to be able to play that position. I haven't seen enough of Merrick. He came on late in the game. So we're going to see whether he's an option or not. But I thought Hayden played well. I'm going to touch Courtney Clark, who was the man of the match. He seems to... So Courtney Clark came from... Where was he? He was in the National League before. He had his first year in League 2 this year. And he had a very good season this year. Playing for Walsall FC in the division in League 2. He was the best player to me for Jamaica and probably the best player on the pitch. I mean, he has a lot of the key attributes you want in a midfielder. He can beat a man. I know why I started with that first. He passes well. He covers a lot of ground. He plays both ways. He scored a brilliant goal. He seems to be a complete player. Now, I know, as I said before, I don't want to get too excited about any player in a game like this because I want to see them against better competition. But I was extremely impressed with Courtney Clark. And he's young too. I think he's about 22, 23? And the one thing about this team, as I mentioned at the outset, is a very young team. Apart from Lowe and possibly Hayden, most of these players are under 24. I think Latty's about 26, but most of them are under 24. Very young team. And he played really, really well. And I'm sure he'll start tomorrow. And the question is, well, after we see him against better competition, we can assess whether or not he's an option going forward. Right? And I don't know if he has his full papers. I don't think everybody there have their full papers. So that has to be assessed also. But he was very good. And one of my questions is, I'm not talking about one of people. How way Rudolph get all them players from? Because some of them player people, I think I thought I knew a lot of these players that are eligible for Jamaica. No, I wouldn't know some of the ones in the academy, right? I mean, I had them on a list someplace. But I didn't know about Courtney Clark, actually. So how did Courtney Clark get in the team? I didn't know. We know about people like Brandon Cover. I know a lot about Tyrese Hall. I've talked to people in JFF about Tyrese Hall. But no, it was interesting watching him play. He's a good player, and I'm longing to see more of him as when the game come about tomorrow. Tyrese Hall, I like a lot. I've always liked Tyrese. From his Tottenham, then down to Notts County. Had a good year at Notts County this year. Started off like a house on fire, fell off late in the season, but has played well. Played well in this game. There were periods of the game he was missing, which is not good. Tyrese has to work on that. There are periods of the game where Tyrese was missing, and he has to figure out a way to get himself more involved in the game. But I thought he played well. He set up Dixon. We get to Dixon. Dixon gonna be the key conversation here. What I gave Clark? I gave Clark a 9. I should give Clark a 9 actually. So Hayden get a 8. Clark gets a 9. Tyrese Hall played well. He has good control. He can drop his shoulder. He passed well between the lines. Could do more defensively. He came back in the game sometime to get the ball off Hayden to progress the ball up the field. I would like to see him though get himself more involved in the game. Because sometimes when you're playing the 10, you're dependent upon your 8 and your 6 to get you the ball, right? And unless you're like Odegaard who go take the ball off the keeper, some people don't like their 10 playing like that. So he has to find ways to get more involved. So I gave him a 7. I thought he played well actually. I thought the midfield overall played really, really well. I was impressed with the midfield. And the question is going forward, can these players give competition to the current midfield squad? To me, we don't have an 8 right now. So I think that's for Clark to win, or whoever else is available. The 8th position to be in midfield is open. There's competition in the 10th position. I don't see any competition in the 8th position. So it's wide open. Clark or anyone else who may have that ability. A lot of people talk about Nikhil Ellis as an option. He got a little bit run out the other day, but we need to see more of him to see, does he have the ability or the capability to function well in that role. But I like Clark a lot, and I like Tyrese a lot. And they're young people. I think Clark is 22, 23, and Tyrese is 20. They're young, so we could have them for 10 years if they're good enough. Gotta say that. They're good enough. Clark defended, he pressed, he was helping in midfield. He's physical, he's athletic. He's a genuine box-to-box midfielder. But I don't want to go over the top in my admiration and my assessment of him because the competition wasn't that great. What I like about him is his overall capability as a midfielder. What I like Tyrese is his creativity. And I think Rudolph's speed like Tyrese also. I can tell he liked Tyrese because he played Tyrese against DR Congo. And that was his debut. So I think he liked him and he liked his game and his composure. And being comfortable in tight spaces. And I think going forward, Tyrese may be one to keep. And that should be good. Now, if we go to the forward line, I'm going to start on the left side and work my way to the right side. So Tyrese gets a 7. Fuller, who, as you know, is a JPL player, just like Ming, and plays at Tivoli. Nigeria Fuller. I thought he had a decent game, actually. He made a really good pass to set up Dixon, which wasn't put away by Dixon. But he wasn't. The problem we had in the game was we were very right side dominant. It wasn't like I was watching Arsenal play, where Saka and Odegaard and Timber and Zubamendi all on the right, as if they can't. It's like they're leading to the right. They can't play left or play through the middle. So in that game, most of the ball went to cover, went to Dixon, went to Hayden, some to Tyrese Hall, and also to Clark. The ball wasn't getting up to Fuller enough. Right? Ball wasn't getting to Fuller enough. He needs to get more involved in the game. And he, at one point early in the game, he switched wing with Dixon, and he was getting some ball, and then they switched back. Don't ask me why. So I gave Fuller a 6. I thought he tried. I thought he showed some ability. Could have done better in some one-on-one situations, but I thought he played well enough, given that is his first game in that environment with such exposure. I thought he did okay. Katamartri. Now, Katamartri has a mixed game, and he's been having some mixed game for Jamaica. He's still young. He's a baby still. 20? His hold-up play was decent. His movement was decent, but his passing needs improvement. And maybe that's what affected him at Wrexham, right? He has to be, when he receives the ball and he stops it, he got to make sure his link-up passing, he's have more composure in his passing. In a number of instances, I see him pass the ball, it doesn't get to his destination, or it's short, or it's too long. And yes, when you're in that part of the field where there's much congestion and much traffic, it's harder to play with composure. But as a center forward, that could be part of your game. You have to work on that part of your game. So he had a decent game, but it wasn't overwhelming, especially against an inferior opponent. And now we get to the main person, Dixon. So Dixon scored, and all is forgotten. But, so you know what I'm going to talk about his good attributes first. Then I'm going to talk about what I was concerned about. So Dixon work his butt off, right? The one thing about Dixon can say he's lazy or doesn't give effort. He gives a lot of effort. He works hard. He helps his right back out. So if you're playing right back and Dixon is the right winger, you know you're going to get some help with the winger. And he's probably going to start tomorrow, and you'll see that, right? Secondly, he scored a very good goal. Got the ball, cut inside, cut back outside, and the ball deflected, but it was a good goal. That was good. Also, he put himself in position to get chances to score. And that's very important because some people can be on the field for 90, 120 minutes. They never get a chance. because their movement is poor, or they don't put themselves in a position to score. He did that. So he had some good situations in the game where his ability and his thought process and all that worked well for him in terms of being a forward and getting chances and working hard. Those are good attributes. So I want to be balanced in my assessment. But having said that, he made a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. By the way, people, please hit the like button. Half of you haven't hit the like button. Please hit the like button. I'm trying to get 230 likes. Right now I'm at 75. Come on, people. Be kind. Be gentle. Be kind. So what did he do wrong? Where do I start? He made a lot of bad touches, bad passes, missed some golden opportunities. He got two clear one-on-ones, and he wasn't composing for the goal to put him away. He got about 3 chances. The first ball he got in a dangerous position in the first half down the right wing to square it back to one of his players. He misplayed it. He just made a number of really bad decisions. And there were a lot of frustrated parties as to why I thought he'd be removed at halftime, to be honest. Now, he scored late in the second half. I thought he'd be removed, even though he had some good attributes and he was showing some positive thing in certain situations, but he had a lot of turnovers. He was offside a number of times. So I was critical first to say, why wasn't he removed? And I was informed that they only had 2 wingers in the squad. Now, you guys know I've been very critical. We go to a tournament and you're short in certain departments, right? So we went to the Gold Cup with, I said 2 midfielders. Some people said 3. Still way too short. Now, I will have some forgiveness in this case. And you say, Kranky, boy, you have double standard. You can forgive McLaren for Gold Cup. You'll forgive Rudolph for this. And one of the reasons is because there have been so many people who have pulled out of this squad. At some point, they probably got lost. Now, you could have said, well, they did bring JPL players. Why didn't they bring some wingers? Or maybe they don't think they have enough wingers who weren't playing in the finals to travel. I don't know what it is. Or maybe there's a money problem. I don't know what it is. But they only had 2 wingers, so they took out. Then my question would be, why don't take out Fuller? Why take off Dixon versus taking out Fuller? Now, Dixon is the more experienced player. He has more pedigree. And sometimes coaches like to stick with people with pedigree because they believe that they can produce more, right? That may be part of the assessment process. I'm just speculating. But it's my understanding that they only had 2 wingers, so therefore one of them had to be on the field. Because we ended the game with Tyrese Hall playing left wing. Tyrese Hall is not a left wing. So that must be the explanation as to why he remained. Because I thought he should be removed because he was just not having a good game. Now, some people can say, well, the coaches are justified because he scored. Then what you're saying is the other person who come on for him would not score. That's the way I see it. Bless up Sherman Scott. Now, if I was to take a step back and think about the game in its totality, Jamaica played well. They tried to keep the ball. Do I see a pattern, a style of play, a system of play being affected by Rudolph between Caledonia, DR Congo, and now India? I think we're trying to keep the ball, right? We're trying to play some kind of pattern. We're trying to keep the ball. But the problem we have is we're able to keep the ball when teams allow us to keep the ball. So DR Congo didn't really pressure us as much. New Caledonia didn't pressure us. And India didn't pressure us. And against, we outpositioned DR Congo, or possessed them, because they were pressuring us way over the halfway line, only in segments or moments of the game. But I think we're trying to keep the ball. Now, I don't think Rudolph has had enough time, to be honest, to effectuate a style of play, system of play, when you probably only had 1 training session, right? They played on Wednesday. They probably got there, some people Sunday, some people Monday. They had 1 training session. You can only do certain walkthroughs. So we have to wait and see if he gets the job, what he wants to do, and if he doesn't get the job, who comes in. But I don't think you have enough time. But I do see we're trying to keep the ball. And also, what was obvious is that we weren't going long a ton during the game. Now, India afforded that to us because they laid off. They didn't press. Most of the pressure came just over half line. Tomorrow is a much bigger test. Much bigger test. But I do think there seems to be, the objective seems to be to play possession football. And I do think we have the midfielders to try to play through the middle and play some kind of pattern, given Clark and Hayden and Tyrese all in the middle. What we need is our forward stop being offside and also be better link-up players. Link-up plays. The link-up play got to be better. We don't have enough link-up in this game on the left side between Fuller, Samuels, Clark, and Cadamartry. We need more of that. We had more of the Dixon, Cover, Hall, and even Ming on the right side. We didn't have the same thing on the left side. So we need more of that. But tomorrow will be much more interesting because we're going to play a more physical team, a more athletic team, a team that's better technically. Tomorrow's a whole different ball game. And tomorrow will give us some idea about the capability of some of these players, because then they're going to play against an opponent who is much better. So let me just show you, if I can pull it up. I don't know if you can read this, but I'm going to try to put it up anyway. Nope, that's the wrong one. This is the Nigeria squad, if you can read it. Right? That's the squad for Jamaica and Nigeria. But I'm putting up mainly there for the Nigeria squad. I probably should just pull up the Nigeria squad by itself. But most of their senior players are not here. Right? Most of their senior players are not in the squad. So if you think about the Iwobis, Osimhen, if you think about the Lookman and Didi, they're not here. So just like how Jamaica is, where most of the more well-known players pulled out, it's the same thing that transpired with the Jamaica team. So I'm sorry, not Jamaica, with the Nigeria team, I should say, because most of their key players didn't turn up for this tournament. Last year, there were a few. The kid from Fulham was here. They probably had a better team last year. But if you look at this team, there are players who, but they have some players who are playing at decent club, right? So we have the Wrexham goalkeeper, Okonwu, is there. We have Fernandez, who plays in Scotland for Rangers. I won't go through all of these. Slava Prague. We have a number of players, Olympiacos. They're well-known clubs. Slava Prague is well-known. Olympiacos is well-known. Rangers is well-known. Wrexham was in the playoff this year. The kid, Femi Aziz, who scored the 2 goals against Zimbabwe, who's the last player on this list. He plays at Millwall, who did well in the championship this year. You have Mafi from Porto. So there are more well-known clubs that these players play for, right? For Nigeria. And they're more well-known players. So it should be interesting to see how we perform against some of these players, because they're playing all over. They're playing in the US. They're playing in Europe. Most of them playing in Europe, actually. They have a few players from Nigeria, from the Nigeria League who are there, mainly defenders. But a lot of them play, what's his name? Ndadi plays at Olympique Marseille. They have players playing at decent clubs who decide to play. And some of these players are trying to impress the coach, who's been there in position now for about 18 months, to be in the Nigeria squad going forward. Because most of the regulars who you would normally know, Elianachi and all those players, they're not playing in this team for this tournament. Just like how most of Jamaica regulars are not playing. I think for Jamaica, this is important. We're trying to find new players. The Nigeria BRC team, okay. We're trying to find new players. And I will say this, which is, for tomorrow's game, we're looking for the team to give a good account of themselves. We're looking for them to play up to their ability, play as a team, and we want to see how well they play against a team with players who are playing at a pretty decent level. Some of them at a high level. Right? This is the tournament for the non-World Cup qualifiers. And these are probably the two of the most prominent non-European, non-World Cup qualifiers that you have in the world. Both Nigeria and Jamaica, given the draw, give the number of teams in the World Cup, because it's 48 this year, we're expected to make the World Cup. And both of their fan bases are beside themselves that they have made it. And if you think Jamaica fan base can be bad when it comes to this, you don't hear the Nigeria fan base. They're losing it. They're cussing out all their players playing overseas or diaspora players. Lookman and Ndidi got probably most of the brunt of it because they're easy targets, right? The Nigeria team have a more experienced team. They have bigger reputation. They play at a higher level. Nigeria has never lost this tournament, from what I can remember. I've researched. So they expected to win this tournament. They expect to win this tournament. For us to do well in this game, there are a number of things that have to happen. I'm not sure what team that Rudolph is in an interesting position, actually, as a coach. I'm sure he wants to see as many players as possible. I'm sure he wants to see some of the young players as possible because given the strategy that he's employing, which I'm going to touch upon later, it's probably the right strategy about bringing some of these teenagers and early 20s players who would have potential, but that potential may not have materialized as not being exhausted as yet. And therefore, whether it's England or Scotland may not have seen enough of them or understand the potential or realize the potential and are trying to preclude us from bringing them in and capping them. But for tomorrow, Conor Boyce Clarke will have to play well for us to win that game. The defense, I'm not sure what defense we'll play. Would it be the same starting 11? I doubt it. Would it be the same starting back four? I doubt it. If Latty's there, want to play, I'm sure it's going to be Latty and Lowe in the middle. I think Cover may still maintain his position. I'm not sure who will be at left back. But I think we'll make some changes in the center half position. In terms of the midfield, I would keep the same midfield. I wouldn't change the midfield. I like the midfield. I know Ellis is there. I know Merrick is there. But I like the midfield. I think we should still keep the midfield. I think up front, we have a number of choices, right? Some of the players I'm not totally familiar with. We have a Brown, we have a Edwards, we have Kadamarti. We have a lot of center forwards. Lord, do we have center forwards. A lot of center forwards. Los Blancos says, Kranky, what's your thoughts on Dante Plunkett? I don't know Dante Plunkett, actually. I know he's part of the under-20 team. I know he was injured. I haven't seen enough of him to say a perspective. He's only 18. Rudolph Speed brought him in. So I can't give you an assessment of him. But if he plays tomorrow, and he's a left back, and we don't have too many left backs out there, we're playing right back at left back, then we get a chance to see him against better competition. But tomorrow, Hayden Hall, Clark will be tested tomorrow in the midfield. That's part of the strength of the Nigeria team. It'll be a tough game in the midfield. For us to win that game, I think we have to play smart. I think we have to take less risk. That means our captain, Lowe, needs to play within himself and not get carried away late in the game. I think Hayden has to protect the back four really well and really and organize the midfield in front of him. I think we have to be very coordinated in how we defend as a unit versus as individuals. And this is important. We have to put away our chances. We missed too many chances against India. We'll be punished against Nigeria if we don't put away our chances. Seriously. Most of the chances were missed by Dixon, so it's not like everyone missing chances. He got most of them, and that's why you have to give him credit, but also critique him because he probably got 3 click-out chances before he scored. The goal he scored was 10 times harder than the ones he missed. 10 times harder. So Sherman says, Hayden Hout. I didn't hear this. I don't get these. You know what? I'm going to talk to JFF because me get texts. I'm going to say Hayden Hout. Where you get the information from, Sherman, I'm sure you're probably right. I didn't see anything that says he's out. No, I try to get all my information from a text that we sent to media. I didn't see that. So if Hayden is out, maybe they play Merrick in the 6th. Okay, I didn't see that, Tuffy Rudy. So that's my miss. If Hayden is not playing, then I have to play Merrick in the 6th. And that becomes a bit of a challenge because Hayden was our best player in that game, I thought. Hayden withdraw. Okay. Maybe he's looking for a contract because I know Hayden. Isn't he out of contract at QPR? I thought he was out of contract at QPR. That's bad for Rudolph if Hayden is out. Okay. Now I'll check. You know what? What time is it? It's too late now. But me, I'll check. You know what? I'll send a text to somebody to find out. I'm a little bit surprised that didn't come out. Oh, yeah, he's a wrong phone, people. The person may be up, so I'll text them and ask them. Because I didn't hear that. I did ask about Kadamar if he's in camp, and I know he got interviewed, but I was told before that he was in camp. Is Aiden in or out for tomorrow again? That's unfortunate for Rudolph. By the way, people, this is here's a problem. Here's the problem if you're a Rudolph and you're advertising for this role, and you're gonna be judged on this performance. Then I give you basket for carry water because I mean all the key players are pulling out either before or during the tournament, and you're playing against a decent team. So how are you supposed to prove your worth if that's the case? All right. Yes, we did bring in Plunkett. We brought in Plunkett. Liam Plunkett. He's there. He's joined the squad. That text came over. I didn't see the text about Hayden, actually. So maybe we only talk about who coming in. We don't talk about who's out. But let's see if the person get back to me or they get back to me. It's kind of late. It's 4 o'clock in London now, right? No, it's not 4 o'clock in London. It's 1 o'clock. They should be up. They're grown adults. They should be up playing cards or whatever they do when they're away on national duties. So in the midfield, if Hayden's not there, then America I think would probably play the 6. I assume that, or if Lati's there, you put Lati in the 6. No, they may put Lati in the 6. We'll see. But you can't get Rudolph basket with carry water, because if you take out the players, then when he's supposed to prove himself. If this is one of the things, a barometer to judge whether or not he can be the national coach, that not fair. That not fair. Oh, by the way, I not advocate for, I want to go say about Kranky, want Rudolph be the coach. I not advocate for nobody to be the coach. But I talk about the thing in how you do assessment of person in performing a certain role and the resources you provide to them that would allow them to be successful. You can't get given up here a teenager upon your team or a 20-year-old upon your team in a work. And if you take out one of the more experienced player, the most experienced player playing at a high level in Hayden, who was the conductor for the game and played really well, then and plays well both ways, then it becomes difficult. But anyway, you got to figure that out. But for the forward line tomorrow, I assume he's going to start with the same forward line. Like I said, they only have 2 wingers, which is interesting. So I think he probably start the same forward line. On the forward line, look, I think Fuller and Dixon need to switch more. If not only to make sure they kind of spread out who receives what, when in the game, confuse the defense a little bit. Somebody have difficulty with one defender, you switch and try somebody else. And Kadamarti has to do better. I know he's a baby in terms of age, but he has to do better. I've been watching now for the last 3 or 4 games he's played in for Jamaica. He has to improve his output. He has to improve his link-up play. His hold-up play is fine sometimes. He's physical. He runs the channel well, but he's got to link up better. And now I can understand why he didn't get a starter. He didn't get any starter at Wrexham. They paid £1 million for him because the elements of the game he needs to work on. Now he has a lot of time and he's very, very young, but the aspect of the game he needs to work on. So Chris said, no assessment is going on. These want him. Those who don't, just don't. Well, Squilch is saying those in speed corner are in his corner and those who are not. There ain't no assessment doing it. By the way, people, if you just joined the chat, please hit the like button. So let me know, you guys, are you guys watching the Unity Cup? Because I know there's a lot of people tell me, people have texted me and said they're not watching nothing, then done with Jamaica, or no, they're not done. They put Jamaica on pause. Right? And put Jamaica on pause because they're very disappointed in the World Cup qualification process. Here's my view on this. Nations League is coming up soon. We need to come up with a squad for Nations League. We may need to retire certain players, and we need some new players. And this is a good game to assess some of the new players coming in. If Clark plays, Hall is still new. If Plunkett get a game, he's only 18. Brandon Cover can be assessed. I think Brandon hasn't done himself anything bad in terms of how he played against India, but he's going to have a much tougher time tomorrow. So we have an opportunity to assess certain players, right? The Fullers of the world, the Merricks of the world, the Mings of the world. They got a chance to play tomorrow against a very good team. they have a chance to some of them may have a chance to be seen by scouts to get opportunities overseas. Yes, he cost more than Carter Marty, actually. He's 16. He looked like a baby. I saw him in an interview. He looked like a baby. No, what you're saying, Squilch, you mean an inexperienced international coach. Speed is not a coach without experience. He has experience. He may not have international experience, but he has experience. And his Cavalier team is a baby team. His Cavalier team is all baby. He used Cavaliers with 21-year-old to win the JPL every single year almost. Or be in the final. Yeah, I think, look, I want to see cover against better competition before I say anything about cover. All right? He played a lot of football this year playing at League One at Rotterdam, but I want to see the comparative in assessing players has to be against similar competition. If you're playing inferior competition, it's unfair to compare somebody who's playing at a much higher level with you when the competition is not similar. So Kranky, Demaric, you're done with. I don't think he's done. Some of these players, it depends upon them, you know. Some players will retire from international football earlier than expected. But I think everybody needs competition. Like, I am still puzzled by Whisper declining the call-up. I can understand some of the players like Bobby Reed and a Bailey. And I'm not sure why Bailey declined the call-up because he didn't play no football this year. He was on the bench at Villa. He didn't play no football at Roma. He was either injured or on the bench, so he ain't got no time about being tired and need a rest because he ain't played no football to need a rest. Now, he may think he's bigger than this tournament, but he's not playing at the level or at the frequency where he couldn't play this tournament, to be honest. Whisper ain't playing no portion of football. He was on the bench at Leicester, so why couldn't he play this? I don't understand that. Javon said, happy that Whisper getting a chance. Not only Fuller, Ming getting a chance. I thought Ainsworth, by the way, was very good when he came on. I thought he was very good playing at left back. I thought he was better than Samuels, frankly, playing at left back. Samuel's a right footer, so playing on a position. But I thought Ainsworth was very good playing at left back, actually. But then again, we'll see tomorrow whether or not some of these players are like we thought they were. Because against India, you may look good, but you may look awful against Nigeria, given the level of competition. So the speak gets the job, forget about Whisper and Bailey, especially Bailey. Well, I mean, so I'm going to get myself in trouble like I normally do. I think Speed would call Whisper in the team if he's playing football. I don't think... If Bailey resigned and retired, I don't think anybody would care. That may sound harsh, but seriously, if Bailey stopped playing for Jamaica football, I don't think anybody would miss it. I mean, right? Nobody would miss it. So we move on. I think we shouldn't spend time talking about things which are not significant or add significant value. Now that's very harsh on me, but it's true. I'm not going to spend time talking about a player who is not adding significant value. So, for example, I spent time talking about Andre Blake. I spent time talking about Hayden. Right? Who else would I spend time talking about? I don't want to go through every player. I spent talking about Rico Henry, for example. I even spent time talking about Whisper. I think Whisper have a lot of ability. I ain't spent time talking about Bailey. So, for the Jamaica team tomorrow, they have to try to play as a team. I'd love to be a fly on the wall hearing the instructions they're getting from Rudolph about this game. But I think he's done a good job, given the hand he's been dealt. The team is put together. Now, I think his game management, a couple of times I challenge. So I must say this about Rudolph. I know you watch my program sometime. You had excuse in Mexico about people cramping up. That's why you make certain changes. I didn't buy all of it, Rudolph. I'm going to be honest. The Tyrese Campbell change versus Bailey, but now I buy that change there. That wasn't cramped. That's you making the decision. And I know some certain player get leeway when they have pedigree. Bailey ain't have no pedigree to be on the field. In the last game that Dixon played, you have two wingers, so you probably should only take off one. I probably take off Dixon instead of Fuller, to be honest. But it's your decision to make, and Dixon scored. So justify your decision. If you only have 2 wingers, you can't take out both of them, then who you play with? I understand that concept. But at the end of the day, also, you got to think about if someone's not playing well, unless you're totally convinced that they're so good that even though they're not playing well, they're going to come through, and Dixon probably justify you keeping him on, then that's your prerogative. And we can all play Monday morning quarterback and second guess. But I thought Dixon was poor enough to be taken off at halftime. And it was not only me. A lot of people in the chat were saying the same thing. DC says, to be honest, for the rest of the year, my attention will be on the Reggae Girls matches. I'm going to cover both. I'm going to cover both Reggae Girls and Reggae Boyz. But right now it's the boys in action, so we have to do the boys. I know the girls have some game coming up against Panama next month, but I'm going to do the boys for now. But tomorrow is a big game for Rudolph and his team. Well, for Rudolph and some of the players. Think about you being a Liam Plunkett, or you being a Samuel Smith, or you're a Courtney Clark, or you're a Tyrese Hall, or you're a Ming, or you're a Fuller, or even if you're a Dixon, because all those players may start tomorrow. Or you're Brandon Cover. You played well in the first game. If you play well in this game, you're going to leave a memory in people's mind to say, you know what? He needs to be considered given the level of competition. Right? You're going to be thinking about someone say Ainsley playing a wing this season. Well, he ain't playing my wing in that game. And I'm not going to say I know all the locally born players, by the way, because I didn't recognize Nicola Ellis. Merrick I've seen play before. I don't watch JP enough to watch Ellis play. Ming I know, Leng I know. So yeah, but I would think tomorrow for some of these players, it's prove it time. I think Cutter Martin needs to play better. I think to me, Cutter Martin and Dixon are the ones who need to show up tomorrow. I'm confident the midfield will show up. If Hayden is not playing, that's a challenge. When I saw Merrick play locally, I liked him. I saw him play in a Jamaica game locally, I liked him. So we'll see if he can do what Dix, be composed. And it's not a fair game to judge him. The competition is just different level, right? You have people from Marseille playing in midfield against you. That's League One. You have people playing in New Revolution. You have Club Brugge. These are decent teams. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens against that level of competition. KB said, keep an eye out on our kids under 17 and 20. I watched, so I think both of those teams needs improvement. They did well, under 17 did well to qualify, and the under 20 did well in the Caribbean. But I'm going to tell you the same thing afflict both teams, which is they don't keep the ball well when pressured. And in today's football, you have to be able to work through a difficult situation and keep the ball well. They don't keep the ball when pressured, especially in under 20. They bully teams because of their physicality and their athleticism, but when they're technically, they needed improvement. Now, I'm sure they're going to get some infusion of players to help them, but I think the under 20 need more help than the under 17. And the under 17 is going to play in the World Cup tournament. They're not in the easiest group, so it should be interesting. But he's going to win, but has he been dealt the hand to win? That's the problem. It's one thing to have aspirations, desire, and objective to win, but have you been dealt the hand to? Wait, hold up. 1 second, caller. You're not linked up. Is this Cataract? I don't even know who this is. What up, Cataract? What up? I know you need a long talking thing. I know you stay now. What up? Let me connect you. The floor is yours.
Good night, Advocate Kranky, lawyer for Rudolph Speed.
I would rephrase that. No, I rephrase that.
Are you a partner in or just a junior in the Speed Law firm? Speed Law.
The one thing you can say about Kranky is that he's biased. He's very objective, which is something that eludes a lot of people. So I have said, if you fail in the World Cup campaign like Speed did, you should be given the job. I've said that. But if you're going to give somebody a role to do, you got to give them the resource to do the role. Period. That's why you
And
sent
he
him a
have
failure.
human resources. They sent him on a flight.
Yeah, but
And they gave him a teleport. They gave him a
by the way,
teleport.
people, we have 184
If you
people
know,
watching and 109 likes. Really, people? I want to give people no
go
encouragement for
ahead,
the YouTube. Seriously, go ahead. Go ahead.
give him an airplane ticket. Fly up his Cavalier boys and etc. etc. Afraid of a coach to be able to recruit a 25-man squad is a failure of a coach.
That's
Why
nonsense. That's
would
nonsense. That's nonsense.
oh,
It's not.
oh,
It's
no,
not
oh,
the
oh,
coach.
oh,
No.
oh,
It's not
no,
the
no, no,
coach.
no,
No.
no, 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 no,
No.
oh no, you don't.
No. When it comes to
Oh no, you don't.
people, when it comes to a national team, that's nonsense. That's
It's
nonsense.
not the coach who it's not the coach who makes the call to the player to say that you are and
The
ask you to
coach,
come and play for
it's
me.
not a FIFA window, so you can't mandate people to come play in your team in a
You're not
friendly.
mandating. You're not mandating.
Okay. First of all, you know
You're
most of
asking.
the Nigeria squad is not here, right? Most of the starter for Nigeria are not here either, right? You know, 6 of the Indian players pull out. All the teams are affected that way. Nigeria is about 300 million people. Jamaica has 3 million. They're lucky.
Am I Nigerian? Am I Indian? I'm talking about Jamaica.
Okay. But you're making statements which are not correct.
But they are correct.
No,
It's the
not correct.
coach who
No.
is the coach who calls up the player. It's the
Yes,
coach
and
who
suppose
says
I mean,
hi.
get the same now. Come on, for the.
Is the coach who says hi. Would you like to come and play for me?
No.
I'm going to tell you what.
No. You play for your country. You play for no coach. You play for your country.
Would you like? No. I'm calling you up to represent Jamaica. We have the Unity Cup. He said, boy, I think, would you like to come? I'm asking you to come and play for me. On the shirt for Jamaica and play for me because, and you give whatever argument. So let me tell you where argument is flawed. The Unity Cup will happen between 5 to 7 days after the Premier League finishes every year. So players will all have a long season and they'll all be tired and they'll all want to go on holiday. But last year, quite a few of them found themselves in West London at Brentford's GTEC Stadium, fully rammed, who never find themselves on the pitch like Rico Henry did find himself up in the VIP. A couple of others stood there, about 3 English-born players who were in that VIP area, in the VIP box, right? To take in the game. There was interest. Now, are you telling me that had we qualified for the World Cup in March, all of these senior players would have been saying to you, hey, I'm not coming. I've had a long season. Rubbish. There is something fundamentally wrong with what is happening. Something fundamentally wrong that happened in the March camp. Because I don't see that the coach puts faith in 23 players. And then nearly 20 of them don't answer your call a few months later. Come on, bro. Do better than that. I'm not saying every man would have come in and every man needed to have turned up, I'm not saying that. I'm saying to you, I'm going to give you surprise. When the international window comes up, and I understand we have a match in Mexico City against South Africa. That's my understanding. I'm saying to you, when the FIFA window comes up, I doubt we will have our senior players as well. Something thinks in the state of Denmark. Cataract us up.
That's your perspective. We agree to disagree, so I'm not going to even argue about it. We agree to disagree.
Right. So I'm saying to you, if you're saying it's a FIFA win, if I follow your argument, then when the FIFA window comes up, we will have back our starters and our stars, right?
Yeah. Well, not a lot of these players some of these players should be retired. Actually, some of them should be retired. involuntarily.
We're not talking about the man them that have been retired.
No, but you don't know who they are. You don't know who they are yet. But some of them should be retired.
I'm not talking about Antonio. I'm not talking about Anthony Brand. I'm not talking about anybody like that. I'm talking about the players who in March Rudolph Speed would have called and said, come and be a part of this qualification and I see you as part of the future.
So if you're saying, wait. So if you're saying the coach did have influence, how many players declined to call up to play against New Caledonia and DR Congo?
Pardon me? How many?
Yeah. How many declined to call up?
I don't know. I'm not involved in that. I don't know.
They all turn up. They all turn up.
I don't know.
Because they all want to work up. They don't care what I'm playing because Nigeria and Unity Cup. Just like most of the Nigerian senior players didn't turn up for this tournament either. That's normal.
They have a so I'm not expecting the 23 players who played in March to turn up. I'm not. That would be unfair and illogical. But Jesus Christ, man, at least 5 or 6 of the starters. Good God. Or 5 or 6 of the squad.
They're explaining. Okay, if you think about it, okay, Ian Frey and Andre Blake can't turn up because they're playing in season game, right? Correct?
Right. Mm-hmm. Good.
Lati's supposed to be there. I haven't seen him play, but he's supposed to be there.
He's not.
But he was supposed to be there. He was part of the squad, so maybe he pulled out, right? Damian Lowe is there, right? Right?
Yeah, it's Damian Lowe. Mm-hmm.
Hayden was there, right? Correct?
And it's not there now.
He was there, right? You keep saying he was not. He was there, right? He played. He played. You're frustrating me, Cataract. You're just talking bunch of garbage. You're frustrating me because I say he was there and you take he's not there. No, he was there.
Okay, he was there.
Kadamarti was there, right?
Yes, 3.
Dixon was there, right? Or is there? Correct? That's 4, right?
Dixon was a part of the March squad.
Dixon was there the way he played against Curacao, didn't he?
Dixon was dropped.
I know, but he was part of the regular throughout the entirety of the campaign until the last tournament where he was dropped. But at least he wasn't in his feelings like some people and decided not to turn up.
Did you hear what? And I accept that. Did you hear what I said? I said the 23 who were selected in March. Dixon was not in that 23.
Tyree Saul is there. Tyree Saul is there, right? Tyree Saul is there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fuller is there, right? Fuller is there, right? Fuller is there, right? I can't hear you, Cataract. I can't hear you. Fuller is there, right?
Fuller didn't make the 23-man squad.
No. Fuller is there, right? Was Fuller in Mexico? Was Fuller in Mexico? Yes or no?
Did not make the 23-man squad. Just hear what I said. I didn't say players who were in Mexico. I said the 23-man.
He was called into the squad. We don't know who was in the final. We don't know. It's not that people change. We had a 26-man squad. We don't 23-man squad. We had a 26-man squad. We had a 23-man squad.
They can't submit a 26-man.
I don't care what we submit. We don't know what was submitted either. We don't know what was submitted. They had a 26-man squad as far as I know. I don't know about a 23, but about 26.
You're clutching at bloody straws now, man.
Now you're the one clutching at straws because you're wrong.
How even I'm wrong? You've gone through.
You said they didn't have 5 players, and I pointed at 5 players that you're still struggling.
You didn't.
And even then, I can understand if you showed me the Nigeria team and showed me how many players were from Nigeria who faded in the last qualifier, I can tell you most of them didn't turn up for this tournament. Most of them didn't turn up. So you're gonna blame Jamaica and blame Rudolph. So wait, and by the way, the Nigeria coach, wait now. The Nigeria coach has been in this position for what, 18 months? So that's not. I don't understand, Cataract.
Nigerian coach has picked 2 squads. One who are going to be taking part in the Unity Cup, and another squad that is going to be competing in 2 friendlies in the international window.
Okay.
All right.
You don't know that. All you know is who turned up. You don't know the big 2 squads or not.
You don't read?
I don't have to read that.
I read.
I don't care what they want to tell you. That's probably an excuse for the people not turning up. They didn't turn up last year either. Osimhen wasn't there last year. Ndidi wasn't there last year. Lookman wasn't there last year. Iwobi wasn't there last year. What was the excuse last year? Cataract? Cataract was the excuse last year. They didn't turn up last year either. What was the excuse last year?
The excuse last year?
Yeah, for Nigeria, what's the excuse? They didn't turn up last year.
Did they win the bloody Unity Cup?
We can't, people. When you're debating something, you can't go down one avenue and the person pivot when the argument doesn't satisfy their objective. That's not the way to have discourse and to debate something.
Of the starting lineup,
Yeah.
he took the field. 23 players who were named in the Jamaica squad.
Okay. So so we had more than one who turned up. That's enough because a lot of players dropped out. So you're saying it's speed. When you're anti a person,
Saying it's speed. I'm saying the onus is on the coach to put together.
But the coach call. If the coach call you, what are you supposed to do? Tie you up and bring you out the tournament? He call you, say, "Nah, come with an excuse." People like Pinnock turn up when they want to turn up. Me not care people want to vex. Pinnock turn up when they want to turn up enough time. Pinnock don't come to half of the game then for Jamaica. That Bobby Reed will turn up at every game. Pinnock ain't turn up if some of the games. That's a fact. Bobby Reed turn up most of the game. Bobby Reed turn up.
Bobby Reed?
I said if he turns up, if he's healthy, turn up. But Pinnock don't turn up sometime.
Yeah, Pinnock don't turn up.
Pinnock turn up when he want to turn up.
Yeah, Pinnock is AKA Mr. Family Man. He's probably having another child or something.
Whatever. I'm just saying, some people turn up regular and some people don't.
Some people don't.
Yeah.
But you don't pick public spots, for example, with Leon Bailey, and think that it wouldn't have any repercussion whatsoever at all. Let me be fair to Mr. Speed and tell you. The game is being held at Charlton Athletic. I cannot see how Tyrese Campbell and where are the rest of my name? Twins. What his name?
Which one? Where play where? What position?
Central midfield.
Oh, the one is
Charlton players.
no. You're talking about. It's not Charlton player. You're talking about. You're talking about Oh, you're talking about Bell.
No man. Lembekisi's brethren there who play midfield.
Oh, Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
K-Roy.
Pastor Anderson.
K-Roy.
I can't see why the three Charlton players.
Well, K-Roy was on loan this year, no?
Not.
Blackpool, right? He was on loan, so. But Keteract, of all the people in the world, people coming to make a football, Keteract should know better. Keteract should know better. I'm very disappointed in you. You know what you should know better?
What?
The people who live in England, people. So this is educational. They live. You know this for this time of the year. Live. They make plans for this time of the year. If they don't know what to do, they might go away and leave England as far and as long as they can before preseason start. They go into Morocco. They go into Spain. They go to Greece. They go to Caribbean. They go America. They go all over. Forget we're from England. Isn't that right, Cataract? In Cataract, isn't that right?
Yes, you are 100% right.
And then I want to cancel them vacation for nothing. People, when I used to work in the UK, we used to have people go out and say, "Oh, I'm taking 3 weeks vacation. You can call me for anything you want. You can call them from now till the moon come over, then I answer them phone. You take vacation right. serious, like life and death."
Right. Which is why you make and you say to people in advance, look here, the Unity Cup is coming, and if you're not injured, you're not involved in the...
Yeah, but Keteract, when somebody has a long season, why would they put them on vacation with them family and promise them girlfriend and wife because somebody go play some friendly game with a matter? How you go justify to your wife, say, "Oh, you know what, we can't take the kids to go to Barcelona because we're going to play in a Unity Cup. Didn't you play a whole season of football and go travel away every other window to go to Jamaica to go play in the World Cup qualifiers? And now you want to tell me that you want to go play some 2 friendly games when we made plans to go do this? Really? You're going to sleep on the couch. You're going to sleep on the couch for the rest of the summer. That's not happening.
That's not me. Come on, mate.
That's not happening. That's not happening. No, not happening. Not happening. You know better. Come on, you know better.
So nobody was going to come to the World Cup then?
No, World Cup a different story. World Cup a different story. Nobody not compare the World Cup with nothing else. You want to compare the Unity Cup with the World Cup? Well, it's our World Cup. Well, maybe you're right. It's our World Cup. It's our World Cup.
It's our World Cup. It's our World Cup.
It's our World Cup. It's our World Cup. It's our World Cup.
Here's the thing. It's always for the topic now. So hold on, Kranky. Seriously speaking, I'm saying to you that the I believe. I can't tell if it's one, two. Certainly, I believe Whisper. The spot between Bailey does have his, I don't call him clique, but does have his support within the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And friends in the EPL or in English football pyramid. I don't believe that's how he was handled. I believe that's how he is handled. This is part of the fallout. Not 100, not 100%. I don't know if it's 25%. I don't know if it's 10 or 20. But yeah, press. You have to tell man from early. You have to plan from early because this is our World Cup. This is the only cup where I go. Gold Cup and this cup. Right? So you're talking about long seasons, and here's where I'm going to challenge you. Did Greg Lee have a long season? Greg Lee, whose foot was put up for most of the season between injury and just relaxing. A lot of the Jamaican players were just chilling on the bench. They haven't had a hard match season. I mean, maybe training. Ethan Pinnock had a long season. Come on,
but you and I, we know how Ethan Pinnock. Okay. Let me say this.
Rupert had a long
Wait. So Cataract. Here's how I look at this Cataract. It's an opportunity. I'm pleased those players didn't turn up. And here is why. So people, Courtney Clark was playing at Eastbourne Borough last summer. Where Eastbourne Borough? Eastbourne Borough. Non-league football. Wait now. Non-league football, right? Yeah. End up at League 2. Ball out last year. Now he's playing for Jamaica, which may even get him promoted to another league between his League 2 performance. He maybe go to League 1. Somebody may pick him up. We may have found a gem. Who knows? That's what you need to look for. That's what you need to focus on. Not the people who we see recycle and now play well and we keep complaining about them. We may have found a gem. Would he ever get a chance if Bobby turn up, if Russell turn up, or the other play? Would he have gotten a chance to even be seen? No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't have got a chance at all because he don't have no name behind him. He ain't got no league championship or even League 1. Even in the non-league, then League 2, he wouldn't have seen him. Would we see Liam Plunkett, who's going to be part of the under 20, even be in the squad? No. They get a chance to be around the group and the vibes and the thing. So it's a good thing that this friendly allows you to see them on the national stage playing better competition. We can fully assess them. I am fine with those other players not turning up. I didn't want them to turn up, except maybe for Whisper, for example. I want Whisper to be there because Whisper hasn't done anything international not to turn up, and he has ability. And this could help him because I think he's out of contract, isn't he?
I don't know. Would be.
But I'm saying I don't want those. I don't want the Bobby. I know what Bobby Reid can do. I even know what Hayden could. I like Hayden being there as a caretaker. By the way, Hayden was captain for the entire tournament, So I'm surprised he's leaving. He was captain for the tournament. Lowe was captain for the game. He was captain for the tournament.
Huh?
Yeah, they have a captain for the tournament and a captain for the game, for each game. So Lowe was captain for the game and Hayden is captain for the tournament. Don't ask me how that works. That's how you go. Lowe was captain for the game and Hayden is captain for the tournament. That's what it appears to me.
Well, the captain got that.
The captain. But the captain doing job and saying give somebody a chance. You know what? Captain, give Merrick a chance. Give Merrick a chance. I do want to see Merrick play a game though in totality.
Look here. There are a couple of questions I have. Right. First of all, let me start on positive. I liked what. Well, first of all, I only watched part of the game. They would do on JFF Live or whatever. There was no commentary, so I couldn't know who the hell or what was going on. The place where it was advertised to go, you know what I mean? But I hope they do better this time.
The game was on Talk Sports, for a while, It was on Talk Sports YouTube channel. You know that, right? The game was on Talk Sports YouTube channel, but it got cut off late in the game, actually. And by the way, people, tomorrow the game should be on. It's on the JFF YouTube channel. You can pay $5.99 via your computer. I think it's $7.99 on your iPad to be able to watch the game. And I will check to see if Talk Sports have the game when I'm doing the game tomorrow. Hopefully I can do the game because I'm doing the Arsenal game, which may overlap. But if Arsenal win, I may not do the game. If Arsenal lose, I'll do the game because I'm not going to stay on for more than 2 hours.
But the man them that do this tournament, boy. They have to listen anyway, not much sense, you know.
No. I think they're in a bind, right? So here's why they're in a bind. So they knew what they were doing because I was criticizing them to cataract. So here's what happened. You know the game can't start after a certain time, right? It ain't happening. So they don't have it's always on a Saturday. They only have a certain window to have the game, right? So they put the India game at wait a minute. They put the India game at 9:30 in the morning our time, which is about 2:30 England time, and then they have a break of a few hours, maybe 3-4 hours for the Jamaica game, because they want to fit the Arsenal, the Champions League game in between those two games. That's what it appears to me anyway. So the India game is from 9:30 to like 11:30. The Champions League game is from 12 to 2, and then their game is at 2:30. The problem they run into is, how do I get to wherever I am to get to Charlton to watch the game live? That's the problem they run into. You can watch it live via streaming, but it's very difficult to watch the game live in person if you're going to watch a Champions League game, unless you find a pub close to the Charlton field.
I don't think they thought this through properly.
Well, when would they have when would I play it? They could have played it on Sunday. They could have done Sunday. Probably would have been better to do Sunday, frankly, and not have the conflict.
And not have the conflict.
Yeah, but it's tough. It's tough, right? Because you Jamaican like to go to church, so it's hard to do.
Yeah, but for me, you would have known the Champions League schedule way in advance, right? That's not something that you buck up on. So I don't get it, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yep.
So let me start. I did like the kid Courtney Clark. I think he hardworking, has a good pair of lungs on him. Because it's hot actually. It's very hot.
It is stifling. It was stifling hot. It was.
Right.
I think it was in the 30s Celsius, wasn't it? They took like 2 or 3 water breaks. Yeah.
Right. So I liked him. As a matter of fact, I think the whole mid it's one of the first, but really again you play against India, but it's one of the first times that the Jamaican midfield hasn't been overall. I like the little mid trio.
Yeah.
I think they work together, and I think they work for each other. That was nice to see. Right. The kid Clark, who I'm going to christen and name as Mad Max from Shatter, the movie Shatters. People go look back by Shatters and see for the Mad Max that.
Which kid?
Courtney Clark, man.
Oh, Courtney Clark. No, he's a good player. He looks like a good player. We'll see.
No, yeah, but I say he looks like Mad Max from the movie Shatters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. So Mad Max deal with the thing and
no, he played well. Scored a very good goal. He played well.
And he scored early, settled the nerves down, gave the team a chance to breathe, because things haven't been going well for us. So there would have been some nerves there. So I really appreciated that early goal. I like his celebration, gun salute thing, down real yardy.
Yeah.
But he was a standout to me. The kid Odin Smith, leave a thing to be desired. But the truth of the matter
he's
is,
young. He's 18, 19. He's young. He's a baby.
No, man. In 20s. Even 20.
No, he's in the under 21 for Everton, isn't he?
Under 21 is really what we call under 23.
Okay.
Right? I am really waiting for his brother to come. His brother is the other twin, is the better player. Right? So I'm hoping that him coming here will bring his brother here. Playing left back as a right-footed player has its challenges.
It was obvious. Right. Someone said Odin is 18. I thought he was 18 too. Just like Plunkett.
18, okay.
Seemed like Plunkett.
So
maybe he can go play for the under 20. But he's a right back, just like the kid from FC Eindhoven, Marlon. He's under 22.
Right.
Yeah.
So Brandon Cover, I think, did well. Played with a lot of heart.
Brandon Cover played really well, yeah.
Really, really. I mean, I'm in the Brandon Cover church.
No, he played well. He played well. He had a good game.
But you know what, Kranky? You and I had said the same thing. We rarely agree on anything. But you and I had marveled at the fact that Brandon Cover went to the CAC games, right? Was the standout central midfielder in the pairing that had what's his name? Joshawn Angling. And yet it's Joshawn Angling who kept getting the call-ups to the senior team and not the player who was his partner in midfield who was way more outstanding. That really stung to high heaven. But he never let him despair, and his time has come.
Well, I think he was in the squad last year, but he didn't get any game time, right? I think he was in the squad last year. He played well. He played well.
He played well. He really played well.
Yeah, he played
and
well.
It's not his natural position, although he has played left back this year. He has played all kind of places. Right? So those are the two standouts to me, Brandon Cover and Clark. You know who surprised me? The goalkeeper.
When you had to make no save, when you gonna surprise you?
No, his distribution and stuff like that.
Oh, he's always been very good with his feet. What are you talking about? He played for the under 24 years ago. He's brilliant with his feet.
Let me tell you what surprised me now. Gosh, I haven't seen him in a while. He in the same league as Anthony Grant.
He's in the National League. He's in the National League.
With Anthony Grant and Adrian Mariappa.
Yeah, in the National League. Yeah.
Right?
Wait. And his team give up a lot of goals too. It's good. They give up goals like, I think he played like 20-something game and give up 40-something goals. It's a ridiculous number.
I was worried. See him back, but he surprised
His
me.
team give up a lot of goals. And in the National League, they give a lot of goals.
I don't know how we ended up in the National League, to be honest to you. From Reading, who was in the championship. It's not like he went from a League 2 team to the championship team. I really wanted about that. But fair play to the kid. He did his thing.
Maybe he's better playing out on the field versus the goal. He's good with his feet.
No, man. But remember, you spotted that. I'll be fair to you. You spotted that from the under 20.
He played on 24 years ago, didn't he?
Yeah, a long time ago. Like we just Lego those. Lego them.
No, he was in one of the other squads. He was in like 2 squads before, right? He got called up a couple of times, but didn't materialize.
But obviously you would have been the third choice goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And then we shifted away and started to bring the goalkeeper from Waterhouse as the third choice goalkeeper.
We brought a few people.
Right. No, man, we even brought the Waterhouse keeper who wasn't starting for Waterhouse. You remember that?
Was it Waterhouse or was it Mount Pleasant? I think it was Mount Pleasant, wasn't it? I think it was Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
I think it was Mount Pleasant. Yeah, Mount Pleasant.
We had a Waterhouse keeper too. We had a keeper from Waterhouse. I still remember his name. Part of the foolishness that we keep up. But look, the local kids, the local lads. So it must be ridiculous when the biggest highlight of the tour of the match is that Kaheem Dixon has a British accent. That's what's trending.
Yes, so people in Kaheem Dixon's defense, let me say this because I've been there, done that. I heard the British accent. So I'm gonna give you a story, right? Don't judge me. I'll give you a story. So when I first came to the States a long time ago, I was only in the country 3 months before I joined the army, right? Now, there were Jamaicans in the army, but when you're around a group of people and you're very young for a while, you pick up a lot of their mannerisms and how they speak. People say I try twang. You never really try twanging, but and they used to say certain terms when I was in the military that I use, which are not right terms to use, but I find myself talking like that. And after a while, if you're around those individuals continuously day to day, and that's how they communicate, Somehow you adapt how they speak. So I'm not making an excuse for him, but I can understand. I heard it. I'm like, damn, how come Dixon sound like he might try to sound like an English sub? But me understand how it happened. 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 He will come back. He will come back home eventually. But by the way, hey, me something me get teased. We don't catch some of this catch. So people don't know about Herbert Diego Garden, who used to play football for Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
And Diego used to play on my team, right? And we used to play a lot of ball in the park. And those guys are merciless when it comes to trolling you, like merciless. So when I come and I'm saying certain words, and in those days it was worse than now. They destroyed you. So I got out of it quickly. I didn't used to talk like that continuously, but I got out of it quickly, real quickly. So he will lose his English accent at some point. He's gonna lose the accent at some point.
Lads be buzzing. The lads be buzzing.
You're gonna be because they're sensitive about that, you know. They're very sensitive. They're gonna see me speaking spooky sometimes. They're very sensitive. They're very sensitive.
That was the highlight. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, the man said, "Chat and I give media training. I'm part of media training is the accent. You might get training."
You know what I mean? Well, boy, I tell you, man.
Hey, Dixon, tell them to go. Hey, Dixon, tell them to go. Yeah, English now. Go ahead, and I'll pay you.
Only British link up. You mean?
We're not gonna say British. We're gonna say English. We're not gonna say British.
British link up, man.
You know, talk like no Scottish people or no Ireland people or no people from Wales. You talk like English people. They think you're Dixon.
Kranky and cataract for go.
If you scored up goal, nobody not care how you talk.
No, but he missed a lot of goals. So.
Yeah, he had some sitters. He said that. I'm not gonna beat him. I beat him already. He said that. He said it himself. He said, "Yeah, if you score, guy missed too much goal." I didn't know he missed the goal.
I can see why he's not in the Charlton squad.
It just wasn't his missed goal that was concerned for me. He got a lot of service, and he was just making bad decisions between offside and turnovers and miscontrol. But he got himself in position to score, though. He got himself in position to score.
So I have to rate up the midfield. So two players were poor for me. Him and Brownman. Brownman had a really bad game.
You talking about Calamari?
Yeah, man, Calamari.
Yeah. He's been having bad games, actually.
He had a bad game. He had a very bad game.
Yeah, he was
really bad game.
Yeah.
Like he's pedestrian slow.
I don't know if he's pedestrian slow, but he's got to improve.
Well, he was pedestrian slow, trust me, in the game. And we were talking bloody India here, mate. There's a time for you to get all 2 goals. I'm not even saying go battle and dump them up with a hat trick, but you'd be aiming to get 2 goals. I am always critical of Jamaican players when we play low rank opposition in the Caribbean and them don't score. So I'm not being sorry for him now. You need to just
No, Calamari needs to play better, as he should be benched. I know he's young. He have a lot of time on his hand, so he can get benched. If he's not playing better, Rudolph, if he's not playing good enough in the first half, you got to change him. I mean, the kid has ability. We know his ability, but he has been playing well. But he's also not getting any game time at Wrexham, so that's part of the problem too.
Wrexham either, right?
Yeah.
So,
people say he ain't getting the service. Yeah, but when he got service, Ricardo, he ain't using the ball well.
He got service. He got service, man. Come on. The midfield, Courtney, Tyrese, even Fuller from time to time. They provided good chances. That's why I don't want
Fuller didn't get enough service. We were right side dominant for the game. That's why Dixon and Cover and Hall were getting all the ball on the right side.
No, what I'm saying is, Jamaica creates so many chances that I don't understand why natural goal poacher, a player, let me tell you who really upset me. We call him the madman, right? He used to be at Peterborough. Until God call him the fat kid. What's him again? Johnson Clark Harris. I don't know why he never ever came back and played for Jamaica.
I thought people saying, how to put it? He's not responsible. Let me put it that way. No, I'm beating nobody, but he's not a responsible person.
He has a mental problem.
I'm not going to admit that problem. He's not a responsible person.
Okay, we're not going around the bed, man. He has mental issues, but I
Man, if
mean,
him have mental issue, but him not responsible. Same but do
there are
something, I'm not do
people
it.
that you can see about that.
I don't even
No,
think
but
he,
it's
I
not
don't even
only
think he got his
Jamaica.
he
It's
didn't
not
get his
only
paper. He didn't get
Jamaica
his
him do
papers
it.
yet.
No,
He didn't get his papers.
no, but it's not only Jamaica him do it too. Remember, he was supposed to sign on deadline day for Bristol, the Bristol City, or Bristol Rovers, and the man ended up somewhere else in London and missed the deadline signing.
Cataract, there's a question for
From
you on the
Peterborough.
screen. There's a question for you on the screen.
Oh, I can't see. What's the
It
question?
says
I'm on
Cataract.
my phone.
If Speed wins the Unity Cup, would you advocate for him for the job?
Who asked the question?
And it doesn't matter who asks it. The person saying
It
if
does. So that it's probably Mr. Speed's daughter asking.
no, it's not. It's a regular person who tunes in. It's not Speed daughter. No.
I'm going to answer the question this way and give a provisor. I hate Mr. Speed.
Jesus
I hate
Christ.
everything he stands for.
Me, I'll mute you. I'm mute you. We can't. We don't do them thing. Cataract. We don't do them thing. Cataract. We don't do them thing there. Cataract. Cataract. We don't do them. Cataract. Cataract. We don't eat nobody on the channel.
I hate how he plays football.
Okay, say play football. Don't say you hate the person.
I hate how he coaches. I hate how he cheats at elections by bending the rules.
The things that Cataract's in his channel is Cataract's opinion and not those of the Kranky Live channel.
Cataract alone and Speed Lana can't call me. I may have liar too. I'm law firm too. Right? And I just hate everything about the man. So I will never advocate for Rudolph Speed to be the coach. I don't even want Rudolph Speed anywhere near the national program. I believe in my heart of heart, Rudolph Speed is a cancer to this national program. Right? He suffers from Napoleon syndrome and midgetitis. Never.
Rudolph Speed is not hated on this channel at all.
No, he's not hated on the channel. Kranky likes him. What's Kranky Bedroom?
Me not hate Speed. Me not hate nobody, people. People, me one person, me not hate nobody. Me not even hate the person in the White House. Then again, maybe I shouldn't say that.
I have heard some man say this, and I was at Twin Gates Lounge, and I heard they didn't even come for the football. It wasn't advertised properly. Right? But the man were there trying to watch a game, man, whatever. And every man said the same thing. I don't get over March 31st and not qualify for the World Cup. People are traumatized, Kranky, including myself. I don't know if you have heard that in your space and with the people that you hang out with. People have not gotten over it.
No, look, people link me all the time. People link me all the time about it. People are hurt about it, yes. They're more than disappointed. They're frustrated, they're mad, whatever it is. And it's a collective responsibility for failing. Rudolph owns a lot of it. I've said that numerous times. Beating a dead horse to death. But we have to move on. It's like you lose someone, a loved one. You have to move on. Like a girl broke your heart. You like to use an analogy there. You have to move on. Can't you pine over her 24/7. Find the next thing. As you always say, find the next catty. As you always say.
No, Kranky, it's funny that you made that analogy. Because you know what a man said inside of so. Come on, say no, now move on. People are laughing after you watch Jamaica and the girls. Everybody has said this unanimously. And the girls that I watch right now, Bunny Shaw and the girls. And the man say, you still a hold on for Reggae Boy. And this is not like a woman break your heart. What they did is, a man said, is the equivalent of finding your wife in bed with your brother. It's like the most damaging thing that could have been done. And only if a man lose money, you know. Only if a man lose money, because apparently a lot of men bet that Jamaica was going to go to the World Cup. Mm-hmm. So it's not only.
I have no sympathy with nobody who a gamble. I have no sympathy. I mean, a gamble thing.
Well, a gamble, but you know that there's sports betting. Come on, Kranky.
Hey, Nitro, I'm going to probably do one before the World Cup starts. Go ahead.
But so let's run through quickly because there's a long time we're going to talk.
I'm leave soon. I have to leave soon too. I believe soon. But go on.
Congratulations, Arsenal won the league. First time in 20
Yes, yeah.
years.
And you know what? I'm one of those humble Arsenal fans. There are not many of us. I'm in the minority. I'm a very humble Arsenal. You become when I beat up my chest and I go on. We win, we move on. That's what I stay now. Anytime we win, I say, yeah, God, I'm glad, I feel good for a while. I move on. I focus on Champions League tomorrow. By the way, people, tomorrow I'm doing a show. I'm doing 2 watch along tomorrow. Champions League, I'm going to start probably about 11:40, 11:45. The game starts at 12. And then subsequent to that, I'm going to be doing the Jamaica versus Nigeria Unity Cup. It's 2:30 p.m. New York time, Eastern Standard Time, 1:30 Jamaica time. So come join me for both of those games. Go and have some fun. Go ahead, Cataract.
Yeah, so congratulations. I'm seeing you having things, so I'm doing the honorable thing. Leeds United, 47 points, 14th in the league, comfortably safe. Back again next year. I know you felt that you were
some people. One person on this conversation is focused on Champions League and focused on Premier League title, and the other person is focused on survival. What a difference!
But that's a fact. that is where the reality is. They're two sides of the Premier League table.
Yep.
Right. There's the relegation dogfight, of which I will be a part of for the foreseeable future. Right.
Yeah.
Tottenham Hotspur will be a part of it too.
Yeah.
I'm happy that West Ham got relegated. You punces, you diss Mikel Antonio. Yeah, go down. Right?
I like West Ham actually. I didn't want I didn't want Spurs relegated because then I wouldn't be guaranteed 6 points every year. So I don't want to get relegated.
I was caught between who I wanted relegated. Right? I really was.
But here's the irony. Here's what's ironic about Europe and England and sports, including football. So in Europe, which have a lot of socialist government and socialist systems, their football is capitalist in nature, right? America, which have nothing socialist, their sports is socialist in nature. So in the US, no team get relegated, no team can go bankrupt, the way they set it up with caps and all that stuff. And in Europe, it's totally different. The top 16 will always be top 16. They make the most money. They set the system where they can't go down nowhere. Even Spurs almost go down because of just bad management. But the rich will always be richer because they make the most money. They can reinvest the money and make more money. While in the US, no matter how much money you have, like the Dallas Cowboys, they haven't won a Super Bowl since what, 1990, whatever. You're not guaranteed victory because you have the most money. Really interesting concept our construct in terms of how the society works versus how the sports teams work. And where you're a socialist one place, but you are in another place, you're a capitalist. Interesting. Huh?
Get ready. If you're in Jamaica, Cataract Sound, we're at 70 Root Bend Road, right opposite the JPS.
I thought Cataract Sound was the sound that plays the opening like hour when and closes. You know what? Like when you go to a party and it starts at 12, you guys come on at like 9 till like 10, and then somebody else take over, and then isn't that how your sound work?
Thank you. No, you're bad man. I sent you an article. You did not use it. You did
you know what? You know what? Wait. You know what? No, that's fair.
No.
You did send me something. You know, I forgot about it. I didn't get a chance to read it. I've been busy. We know. Oh, you sent it on my regular line? You sent it on my regular phone?
I think I sent it to Kranky.
Oh, so it's on this phone you're talking on, so that's why I probably know. We can't. Wait, hold on. We can't find it. You did send me something about a sound system.
Was featured.
Oh, DJ Biggs. Is that your size? DJ, is that it?
Yes.
So it says, let me read the part of this people, because you know him what in Andy Warhol moment. You don't know who Andy Warhol is, go look him up. With a distinguished wait. First of all, are you right this? People, wait. With a distinguished 40-year tenure in the music industry. Are you right this, don't it?
No, I did not.
Let me see who write it. Oh no. Crystal Anderson cataract friend, staff reporter. That's what it says. With a distinguished 40-year tenure in the music industry, DJ Biggs, whose real name is Oheen Blake, stands proudly as an active member of the legendary. Okay, now the legendary cataract sounds legend. You know what legend means? Go look, go read dictionary. Founded by DJs Cat, Minor Bag, and Cliff in the late 90s, and later brought to prominence with the late legendary selector DJ Quincy, working alongside Florida-based entertainer DJ Desmond to keep the cataract banner flying high. DJ Biggs began his career at the age of 13 in Guyana before broadening his rhythmic horizons in the United Kingdom and the United States, Florida, and eventually returned to his roots in Jamaica. As one who marches to the beat of festive drums, he offered a refreshing approach to reggaeton, reparto, salsa, and bachata during the recent, okay, I never see this, eyesight, but nowadays no people, Lord, recent Cinco de Mayo celebration. Oh Lord, me lose it. Wait, hold on. Just want to finish reading this first part. Maybe expand this people. Cinco de Mayo celebrations at Querico La Fiesta in St. Andrew, further making his mark in the nation's growing Latin music scene. We caught up with Biggs of Cataract Sound for his week's fifth, blah, blah, blah. And says, how did you get so much knowledge on Latin music and what inspired you to become a Latin music DJ? You turn Latin now? Come like a Dixon attack at the Queen English. You turn Latin. In Cataract? Look at me lose Cataract. Me drop him now. Right, me drop Cataract. Me drop Cataract people. If me trying to read this, I think I cut him off. So we can't call him back. I think I dropped Cataract. So Cataract, I do DJ thing now. Maybe the reggae thing now work for him. You know, pick up. So yeah, I'll cut him off. The reggae thing now work for him. So I'm into Latin DJ now. I know some people have Latin DJ at Jamaica too. They interview him about his Latin experience and his Latin DJing. Good for Cataract. Anyway, people, I'll close up the stream. I want to say a couple of things. First of all, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. But DJ Gigs, I say, Kranky, like, you really call him on some early warm-up song with friends like you. They know warm-up song. They have to somebody for warm-up. People, yeah, this the warm-up man them, you know. Yeah, this the warm-up man them. Nitro says six MLS teams are in the top 30. Yeah, I saw that the other day, actually. The richest club is Real Madrid, 1.27 billion. The bankrupt Barcelona made $1 billion last year. I think PSG, Man City, Arsenal, Man U, Liverpool are all around the same, between 830 something and 700 something, and then Tottenham has 694, 684, something like that. So those clubs that's 600 million pounds, people. Arsenal made 700 something million pounds, Liverpool 700 something million pounds. A lot of money in football. Lots of money. And the rich get richer, and the poor trying to survive and survive like Leeds United. But join me tomorrow, people. I'm coming on about 11:45 for the Champions League final between Arsenal Football Club, the best football club in the world, and PSG, who are a great team, balanced offensively and defensively, but I think we're going to give them more than they can handle tomorrow. And then Jamaica plays Nigeria, 1:30 p.m. Jamaica time, 2:30 p.m. in the US, 7:30 in the UK. I'll be bringing that to you live and direct from my studio to you in a watch-along. And the very youthful Jamaica team, I hope will give a good account of themselves. The Nigeria team on paper is a better team, but I don't think this team is going to fear anyone. And the most important thing I think we're getting from this Unity Cup is we have brought in some new players. One in Tyrese Hall who's been with us, but only played one game in the past. Now have 2 games on his belt. The Tyrone Mings, who hasn't played a lot of football for Jamaica, I would say, but got a chance to play an entire game on at least at this level and look really good. Brandon Cover, who we have heard about for quite a bit, been around the squad a few times, hadn't played any games per se, and got a chance to play and played really well. But the standout performer and the one who's drawn a lot of attention is being Courtney Clark, plays at Walsall in League 2, came from non-league football and played extremely well, scored a brilliant goal, was man of the match. And there are other players we may want to see, right? We want to see an improved Dixon, an improved Catamarty, an improved Fuller. If Samuel Smith play, an improved Samuel Smith. And we want to see if Conor Boyce Clark get tested, how does he hold up? We know he's brilliant with his feet, but the question is, can he stop the ball from going his net? Because in the National League, his net gets torn up quite a bit. So anyway, thanks for being here. Glad you're here. And join me tomorrow. Don't be a stranger. We're going to be on tomorrow for quite a bit. First game, about 11:45 till after 2. And then from 2:30 onwards, we catch Jamaica game. So we're going to be on from like 12 to after 5 tomorrow. All right? Thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful evening. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the channel, and peace out. See ya.